dias. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele report for August 5th of 2015. And the river of life keeps flowing. It's a long, windy river. Yeah, baby. Yeah, it was something. Last week I gave a report and I mentioned some longer range things. I know it's a weekly report and I try to keep it to just what's going on this week, but maybe I'll talk a little bit more about some longer range aspects and things that are happening with and around and for us these days, because the smaller cycles all occur within larger cycles. It's good to see those once in a while. But for now, we can say that, the moon is in Aries. She moves into Taurus on Thursday. Comes into the third quarter square with that sun in Leo. How about that full moon last Friday? Did you feel it? Oh, mi Dios, as I say down here. Okay, so anyway, on Tuesday, yesterday, Venus was square Jupiter, and then the moon comes in on, today, occults Uranus. Yeah, look at the size of that rock over there, man. That's what I call a boulder, yeah? Back to astrology. Thursday, Mars trines Saturn. Mercury conjunct Venus, both of them square Saturn. We got that square moon. And then on Friday, Mercury is, really conjoined, with Jupiter now at the very last degrees of Leo, moving into Virgo. And on Friday, Mercury goes into Virgo, and next Tuesday, Jupiter goes into Virgo. So, we've got a little bit of a shift from fire down into earth, yeah, coming for us a little bit here. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. On Saturday, just as everything's moving into Virgo, Mars comes in to Leo. It's been hanging out there in Cancer for a number of weeks, and there's going to be a shift from our emotional, watery realm into the fire sign of Leo. So let me just find a little place and talk at you, yeah? Wow. Okay, well, I'm sweating before I even start the Pele report. Such is life in the tropics, when you have fire, the sun, Leo, and water, Cancer, Mars emerging out of that water into the fire this week. Look out. The lion is gonna roar. But it's really something. I do want to look at this bigger picture, because there's a great big picture going on, and it's extending all the way through 2016. When this Jupiter goes into Virgo, okay, this weekend, it's like gonna be in Virgo for a year. And while it's in Virgo, it's going to be opposing first Neptune, and then it's going to oppose Chiron. And we know that Virgo, Pisces axis is an axis of healing. And it is time to heal. And it's almost like this Venus going retrograde down into the underworld. You can see her going lower and lower in the evening sky. On the 11th, boom, she's gone. She's in the underworld officially. I'm doing a guided meditation into the underworld on the 14th. I'll put a link in the notes or something. But anyway, she's going down and is not going to rise in the east until the 20th. And this is death. The underworld is death, leading towards a rebirth. But it is a release, a dying, a letting go, a feeling. In those lower chakras, we have, the earth and the water element. It's just like really coming in. And Mercury and Jupiter going into Virgo, this is like the start of, it's like an introduction. The play is about to begin, folks. It's really time to heal ourselves, to heal our hearts, to heal our lives, to heal our relationships. In order then, it all moves on. Jupiter will hit Libra, in summer of 2016. But, this is just like, it's a very interesting time. Not only that, but even now, Black Moon Lilith, which is so connected with the underworld. Yeah, I can go into her, and maybe next time, in detail. She'll be coming up a lot, because she is already conjunct the north node of the moon. And she's going to be moving in the final degrees of Virgo. And actually in September, she's going to be joining. It's really at the same time. We're going to have a Venus-Mars conjunction in Leo. And we're going to have a Black Moon Lilith conjunct the north node of the moon. In late September, September 23rd to 27th is going to be like really intense. Before then, though, it's just like this is such a time. The masculine and the feminine, what we put out, what we are able to receive, how we are able to get along. And what else does the underworld have to do with? Well, none other than the shadow. And what is the shadow? The shadow is aspects, elements, memories, feelings, judgments that we have about ourselves that are hard to face, and they're hard to feel, and they're hard to own. So we stuff them down into the underworld, which is the unconscious. Yeah? And then, of course, they go from our personal unconscious into the collective unconscious, where we have all the kind of whirly, squirrely Pandora's box energy going on, And, so not only whenever somebody heals their own shit, they're also helping to heal the collective shit. And this is a time. And how does it heal? Well, my feeling is blocked emotions. Blocked emotions are the source of all disease. They are the source of death. They are the source of the end. It's like you block your emotions. Yeah? Fear is the kidneys. Anger is the gallbladder. Grief is the lungs. It's like, what? This stuff gets locked in there. And not only does it get locked in there and cause us all kinds of issues and problems, which Virgo will help us to deal with, but it's also projected out. And we start finger pointing, and we start blaming, and we start seeing it all around us, okay? So like this is a time of owning our shadow. It's owning our projections. And when somebody or something pushes our buttons or pisses us off, okay, it's just like a flag. I did that whole Pono, it's like, what? It's up to us to clean our field first. And, you can go out there and try to change the world and justify this and straighten out that and fix that. And that's kind of like the shadow side of Virgo, where it's all about, everybody else and everything else. So this is a real trip, to have Venus retrograding through Leo. Yeah, because Leo is I, me, my stuff. Look at it, if I wasn't sweating enough, man, I got the sun shining right. I tried for like 10 minutes to find a place in the shade, to do this report. So that I wouldn't like bust out all over the place. Which is, that's part of it. Appearances, we're all trying to look good. Leo, the big fear is the fear of rejection. Oh, don't reject me. You gotta love me. You gotta approve of me. You gotta look good. Come on. So, this is the type of energy that's going on now. And that full moon in Aquarius, I think, really brought, you know, a lot of illumination, where maybe we could see where, you know, we were projecting, and other people, friends, groups, associations, communities, whatever, reflects back to us and says, hey, you know, that's your stuff, you know, that's not, you know, it's like, this is what Leo is about. Creating our own reality. And each one of us, with every thought, which triggers feelings, and then every feeling that triggers more thoughts, we are creating our own reality. I'm sure tests and studies have been done. I think it's called the Heisenberg principle. It's the uncertainty principle. And that uncertainty principle says that, you know, the observer actually affects the event. So your position, whatever point of view you have, you know, actually is affecting, and, you know, the reality. So we're all creating our own reality. My own, you know, a picture that I've used many times is, you know, 5 people can be standing on the same street corner. It's the same reality. One is in heaven, one is in hell, one's ready to cry, one's jumping for joy. Hello, you know, it's like, yes, we share some realities, but our inner world, you know, ultimately what Leo says is, you've got to live with yourself. And as it goes into Virgo, it's preparing to come out of ourselves. But we've got some cleaning to do. We've got some work to do. We've got some healing to do. So that is the energy for this week. And, you know, this mantra then, of course, has to do with, I need to own my part in order to open my heart. Feeling my fears and releasing my tears will prepare me for a brand new start. This is Venus descending into the underworld. This is the time of cleansing, clearing, purifying, and the bottom line, feelings want to be felt. And all you got to do, you know, is when you feel them, that in itself, it's like I'm acknowledging that I'm human. In a way, it's humbling. I'm acknowledging that I'm not, you know, the perfect ideal that I may want to be or think that I am, you know. And it, you know, it's like humbling ourselves to ourselves. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like owning that. You know, it's the opposite of that Leo, pride, ego, being powerful, lion out there. It's like, oh, you know, I also have some shadow. You know, that sun shines, the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. And then when these feelings are felt, and that also, of course, brings back memories, childhood, past lives. You know, some of our feelings are conditioned by our past, by our parents, by society, by our religion. And really a lot of it, when you're cleaning house and you're clearing out your stuff, a lot of times what you find is it wasn't yours to start with. You've been carrying other people's baggage. And that's the lifting part. You know, we are coming up to, you know, sun's going to catch up to Jupiter. We're going to have a Sun-Jupiter conjunction, you know, and we got this Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. It's not all bad. You know, if anything, it's like this, we're on this roller coaster where, you know, you wake up one day, now, you know, moon in Pisces, I'm like, whoa, moon in Aries, I'm ready to fight. That square moon in Taurus is like, I just want to be a hermit and hide out. You know? Then the moon moves into Gemini. I mean, it's just like we are on the major like elevator roller coaster right now, you know. So it's this time of like, you know, like the crab on the beach. I'm watching them, you know, they come out, you know, grab a little something, a wave comes along, choo, go back down in again. Wave goes away, they come out, you know. So it's like go out, you know, reach out, you know, have conversations, have discussions, maybe get hurt, you know, maybe say something you regret or whatever, and then go back in, process it, come back out. I mean, you know, this is Mars on the cusp of Cancer, Leo, you know. I'm going in, going out, going in, going out, and that's fine. It's an old patriarchal notion, you know, that to not change is some kind of symbol of power and strength. And we're moving into the new paradigm where we honor the feminine and we honor the cycles of nature, and it's just fine. In fact, it's a sign of strength and courage to be able to change and go in and come out and go in and come out and go in and come out. That's not weakness. That's strength. That takes guts. So go with the flow. Go with the flow. It's all going to be, you know, spoofing out, even towards the end of this month, you know. Really, by August 24, 25, 26, things are going to be picking up here a little bit. So, you know, we're just in this little window of time here, you know. Feel, go in, you know, release, purge, purify, and the dawn of a new day reveals everything changed. Yes, indeed. I'll say the mantra one more time. What the heck? Seems like a short report. Yeah. What is it again? I need to own my part in order to open my heart. Feeling my feelings and releasing my tears will prepare me for a brand new start. May you feel your feelings, release your tears, release the past, let it all go, go through the death, rebirth, and reemerge spanking brand clean, baby. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.